Heroes who've been engaged in a dangerous, selfless mission to save the lives of others. They're a part of an airlift, an evacuation effort unlike any seen in history, with more than 100,000 American citizens, American partners, Afghans who helped us, and others taken to safety in the last 11 days.
Okay, good morning. Can we start by saying God bless the United States?
Yes.
Can I take a moment to it's not like we were surprised that the right wing would immediately start politicizing this awful day yesterday. But do you know we evacuated 12,500 yesterday after in the midst of this bombing? That's what our servicemen did, and it's just. You know, Jennifer Rubin tweeted it. She said, "We lost 13 heroic Americans today. The group saying we should have left a low-risk force would, 1, accept today's death toll every year forever, and 2, risk a much bigger death toll when the Taliban would also go on the offense. There are no good choices." Right. By the way, was enough made of the ISIS and Taliban are sworn enemies of each other and they're killing each other?
Yes.
Is there any other more reason why we should get them out? And the president, God bless him, made the right decision.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And thank you. Where's another one? Aaron said it's hard to comprehend the bravery of the U.S. Marines who gave their lives in Kabul yesterday. They were told days ago they'd be targeted by ISIS-K bombers. They knew that, and yet they went ahead and did their duty, processing evacuations and winding down this terrible war and risking their lives to get thousands. We are what, Travis, well over 100,000 people out now.
I think they're saying since the 14th, is it 105,000? But if you go back to the beginning of August, I think you add another 20,000 to that number. So
it's extraordinary.
Amazing.
It is an extraordinary, successful evacuation in a horrible, unwinnable 20-year war that President Biden has gotten us out of.
Yeah.
And seeing an American president take responsibility, that's something else we have been sorely lacking. I love what he said to, I think we have this, what he said to Fox. Because it goes through like, you knew that the questions would be all gotcha. He said, I bear responsibility for fundamentally all that's happened of late. But here's the deal. You know, I wish you'd one day say these things, you know as well as I do. The former president made a deal with the Taliban.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they allow all these people on TV going, oh, it's just, I can't believe he's dealing with it's negotiating with the Taliban. It's like, what, are you really kidding me? The first question shouldn't be, that is why we're here. Donald Trump made a deal exclusively with the Taliban.
He handed them the country.
Yes. And by the way, we obviously had intelligence about this. This is the reason we're getting out. I mean, I think Malcolm Nance talked about it when he was on. The suicides bombings are a daily occurrence in Afghanistan and have been for however long.
Yes.
This is the reason. This is why we're getting out, because it's this unwinnable. I mean, seriously, did you even know that till yesterday, that they're sworn enemies? They kill each other. Yeah. They target Taliban commanders. The Taliban target. Anyway.
Because ISIS thinks Taliban is too lax.
Right. Yeah, they're too moderate or whatever. Good. Leave them to it, for God's sakes. He's made the right decision. Where do we have this one, right? Where he's, is this Ducey?
4, 5, and 6.
Yeah. Must I endure Ducey this morning? Okay.
Question from the most interesting guy that I know in the press. That's you.
Mr. President, there had not been a U.S. service member killed in combat in Afghanistan since February of 2020. You set a deadline, you pulled troops out, you sent troops back in, and now 12 Marines are dead. You said the buck stops with you. Do you bear any responsibility for the way that things have unfolded in the last 2 weeks?
I bear responsibility for fundamentally all that's happened.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
But here's the deal. You know, I wish you'd one day say these things. You know as well as I do that the former president made a deal with the Taliban that he would get all American forces out of Afghanistan by May 1. In return, the commitment was made, and that was a year before. In return, he was given a commitment that the Taliban would continue to attack others, but would not attack any American forces. Remember that?
Yeah, by the way, so we don't know for sure, right? But Taliban fighters might also have been killed because they were also guarding the airport along with, I mean, not that they're our partners, but this is what an amazing cluster of a mess this is in
98
Afghanistan.
Afghanistans were killed.
What's that?
98 Afghanistans were
Afghanis
were killed in addition to the U.S. service members. So, there probably were.
Yeah. SV tweets, if you don't like the Taliban are back in control of Afghanistan, maybe the time to raise objections was back before the previous president signed the country over to them in February 2020. Thank you. One last Biden here.
A few days ago, you said you squarely stand by your decision to pull out.
Yes, I do, because look at it this way, folks. But imagine where we'd be if I had indicated on May the 1st I was not going to renegotiate an evacuation date. We were going to stay there. I'd have only one alternative: pour thousands of more troops back into Afghanistan to fight a war that we had already won relative to why the reason we went in the first place. I have never been of the view that we should be sacrificing American lives to try to establish a democratic government in Afghanistan.
Yeah. Can I just take a moment to say God bless the President of the United States and thank God. That's why I wore my Biden-Harris t-shirt today. I stand with President Biden.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let us know if you do too, because this is okay. I mean, you knew it. Seriously, calls for his resignation. Really? What happened when 241 Marines got blown up under Reagan's leader? You couldn't cut to a million, zillions of people being killed at embassies under Reagan, under Bush. Yeah. I mean, give me a break. Yesterday on the day, thank you. Where's this one? Let's see. Chat Jazz says, throwing meat to his incredibly stupid base, Lindsey Graham called for impeaching Biden. Biden's crime, exiting Afghanistan after Trump surrendered to the Taliban. Arrest Graham for election interference in Georgia. They're just traitors, all of them. And you could feel their glee yesterday, right? Trump. Not just rooting for, they're just like, oh, wow, look what's happened now. Yay, Americans are dead. We can, right?
He's on the phone with Hugh Hewitt bragging about it. He calls into handy last
Trump?
night. Trump.
Oh,
take a victory lap on this.
But, where's did you get, where's the original 11? Yes, this was Trump. When
he
was this?
He's still saying this yesterday.
He's still saying it, but this was, a year or so ago?
In 2019.
Okay, yes.
Forget. We defeated this group largely.
ISIS?
Defeated ISIS.
Did you?
100% of the caliphate.
100%.
100%.
Wow, 100.
And
that's great.
We wanted to do 100%.
Yeah.
Last night he kept calling them ISIS X.
Yeah, we got that too.
Okay.
Right. It's ISIS K. Okay.
He said
And then he goes, there'll be an X soon. Yeah, I didn't make a mistake.
There'll be much worse.
Yeah, because I never make a mistake. Yeah. Wait, I had a good math tweet about that. Hold, please. Okay. Just all our favorites on Twitter. Bob Sessa said, you know what dumb is? The dingus is calling for another 20-year war in response to the predictably messy end to the previous 20-year war.
Yep.
And I'm glad what he said. What have we been saying every time? This should have been treated as a criminal act because Al-Qaeda was not a country. Yeah. Obama-Biden administration did it right. They took Osama bin Laden out. Bam, period. And, this is what he said. Yes, no, we're not going to start a new war in Afghanistan over this. This is what the president said yesterday. To
those who carried out this attack, as well as anyone who wishes America harm, know this: we will not forgive. We will not forget. We will hunt you down and make you pay. I will defend our interests and our people with every measure at my command.
Joy Reid said the tragic news out of Afghanistan only reinforces the urgency of getting our troops, our people, and our allies out as quickly as possible. No, Biden warned them that every day we delay is another day ISIS will keep doing what they do, blow things up and kill and injure people, which they did. They were warning every day, right? They warned yesterday for Americans not to go to these gates. Right? I mean, this is But again, this is why we have 100 and we don't even know the full number since the beginning of this in July. 120,000. Okay. History will record this as the extraordinary feat that it is, and to not even take a moment to thank our service members and to thank the president for. I can't. I don't know when we stopped being America. I don't know when this stopped. I missed the memo. Mueller, she wrote, our friend said 4 United States Marines are dead. ISIS-K has known since Trump inked a deal with the Taliban that the U.S. was going to withdraw. To insinuate that they haven't been planning these attacks since Trump surrendered without Afghanistan at the table is incredibly naive. Yes, exactly.
Barack Obama just released a statement about the explosion yesterday.
What did he say?
He's about a minute ago. He said, like so many of you, Michelle and I are heartbroken to hear about the terrorist attack outside the Kabul airport that killed and wounded so many of our U.S. service members, as well as Afghan men, women, and children. As president, nothing was more painful than grieving with the loved ones of Americans who gave their lives serving our country. As President Biden said, these service members are heroes who have been engaged in dangerous, selfless mission to save the lives of others. Our hearts go out to the families who lost loved ones and to everyone continuing the mission in Kabul. We are also thinking of the families of the Afghans who died, many of whom stood by America and were willing to risk everything for a chance at a better life.
That's what's the word I'm looking for, Chris? Presidential.
Yes.
And in the meantime, we have Orange Julius Caesar on Fox going, we wiped ISIS out. Oh, really? Oh, ISIS just reformed yesterday.
Yeah.
Is that what?
Yeah.
Is that what? What a moron! Seriously,
him so
we wiped
much.
ISIS out. Right? Yes. Oh, yesterday was a perfect example of how you 100% wiped ISIS. I can't. I just can't. Okay.
So much.
Right?
God.
Yes. Jake tweeted, it's pretty sickening to witness some Republicans almost seem eager to try and score political points over the heartbreaking ISIS attack that just left 13 U.S. Marines or servicemen and dozens of Afghan civilians dead at the Kabul airport. Their anti-American vitriol is appalling. I guess it should be, but it's actually not appalling, is it, anymore? Like, you knew
It's
the minute
expected.
it happened. Right, exactly. Expected is the word. You're like, oh, which morons are going to call for resignation or impeachment? And there they go on cue. I mean, and does anyone follow up and go, that's weird. I remember you calling for Reagan to resign after 241 Marines. And then we cut and ran immediately. Like,
How about how many people died under Trump's watch from COVID here at home? How many innocent civilians died?
Yeah. Right. H.R. McMaster, everyone's trying to rewrite but he said Kabul blasts are what happened when you surrender to a terrorist organization. Well, that party's right about.
Yeah.
And that's what Trump did. I just, okay. Right. Malcolm Nance said 20 years there have been terrorist suicide bombings killing civilians nearly daily in Afghanistan. This ain't new. It is why we're leaving. Yeah. Okay. I've got a lot of them that got me through the night. German says the same people who most strongly and persistently advocated for putting the troops in harm's way to begin with are now blaming the president who, unlike his predecessors, is actually getting the troops out of harm's way. It's sick.
Yeah.
The warmongering yesterday, I'm like, are you kidding me? All of these, I can't even remember which idiot said which thing about literally full blast going into bombing every base in Afghanistan, going back in full force.
Take Bagram back.
Right. Oh, my God. And by the way, it was the Pentagon and the military that advised Biden to close Bagram and do this the way it's just this blaming Biden for everything. It's making me insane. Okay.
Bagram should still be closed.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Elie Mistal said, would it be too much to ask the media who insist on giving credibility to these bad faith Republicans and their faux outrage to rebroadcast the exact opposite thing these people said or did not a year ago? How do you have them on without going, well, that's interesting because you just said this?
Yeah.
Right? Traitor Josh Hawley was all for this when Trump, right? He, in fact, wanted an earlier withdrawal, and now he wants Biden to resign for going through with Trump's
Duplicitous MFers.
Yes.
God.
I mean, do we even need to do a commercial for the Step store? I mean, the shirts are flying off the right. Look at this. Look at it. Get your face
Look
up
at
there.
that.
Get your face up there. Look. We have them for Team Pfizer, Team J&J. We are all Team Vaccine here. We have amazing.
That's right.
And you can get it on everything. Right, Chris? Not just shirts.
Bath mats, shower curtains. You can get it on art, a clock. You can get
Duvet.
a selfie bomb on a clock.
We have Stephanie Miller swag. We have Sexy Liberal swag. And, of course, all the vaccine shirts. Get it now. StephanieMiller.com. Whee!